Hello and welcome to Inspiral Out Loud. We're here to explore ways where we can create a thriving future for humanity and the earth. And today I'm super excited to have the beautiful Onkartej joining me here from We Are One Yoga. So Onkartej is an amazing Kundalini yoga teacher that I met a few years ago at a Yogi and Mandit retreat. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And she's here to have a chat to us today about life, the universe, and everything. Welcome, Onkartej.
Thank you, Tjoni. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me onto this amazing segment that you're offering, all the people that want to listen and that want to be in the know and are seeking something beyond.
Yeah, and there's so many discussions and so much noise in the world, so I'm just hoping that we can offer a bit of a balanced perspective from many different points of view of the way that we can all just work together to create a bit of a thriving future for all of us. So currently we're now in March 2020 and we're a few days into pretty much lockdown. Well, we're not in lockdown, we're out in the beautiful Dandenong Ranges east of Melbourne. But most of the city seems to be in lockdown, and I know that a lot of countries are. So there's been a lot of noise around the coronavirus, and it's really hard to know where the truth is in all of that. So perhaps, Onkartej, from your yogic perspective, do you have a sense of what's actually happening in the world right now?
Hearing you speak, Tjoni, and all of those, the multitude of possibilities of what this could be and what this is showing us. What really comes through for me is from the yogic perspective, and this is just one perspective as well. I want to be clear in saying that this is an opinion. So nothing is absolute and complete truth. One person's truth can be completely different to somebody else's truth. So I'm not here to say that what I'm saying is complete truth, but it is my perspective from my yogic inquiries and what has come through for me from my own practice and from my own experience. So to answer your question in what this is for me, I choose not to go into what this is. I choose not to go into the source of it. I do also respect the magnitude of it, but I'm not buying into the hysteria or the aspects of having to it to take over, over and control my life or anybody else's life. I do absolutely respect, the self-isolation and the quarantine, and I've only just come out from my own quarantines for this interview. The only places I go are to teach class at Kundalini House, which is like twice a week, and, like necessities with shopping and things like that. So this is would have to be, a very important and very beautiful opportunity for me to come and share in this space. So for what comes through is it's an opportunity to expand on intuition. We are really big about expanding the mind's perception in yoga. It's all about the wisdom of consciousness, being able to tap into that all expansive consciousness of all of creation. And so this is an opportunity to really, break down the whole paradigm of conditioning, all of the programs, all of the beliefs, all of the inheritance, all of everything that we have up until this day known to be, or not known, have been taught to believe is true, is crumbling.
Yeah.
And so now it's about reforming, rebuilding. But before that rebuilding, we're restoring and we're resting, because everything has now just come to a crash. Everything that we've known has just been depleted and distracted. So yeah, in between that space of distraction and creation, there's also this place of incubation. So now feels like that space of incubation, and in this incubation, all of the magic, all of the mystery of the universe, that's in that space where it's so ripe and so potent, and in that space everything is known. So there is no question about what this is, and so I'm not here to tell you what this is either. I'm here to tell you, tune into your own innate wisdom, tune into your own intuition, utilize this opportunity to tap into that the potential that is available to you and to me and to everybody that's within this beautiful planet of ours.
Absolutely, and it's not often that we actually get an opportunity to completely unplug.
Yes.
And when everything's down, we've got no excuses. And also, I love to unplug, but most of the time there's so much going on in the world that there's that whole fear of missing out. And so now the selfish part of me goes, oh, I'm not missing out on anything. So for me personally, it hasn't actually hugely altered my lifestyle. But in your world, have you found that anything's shifted just in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, I have to say I'm completely embracing the self-isolation. I really like, this opportunity to commit to being home. That commitment to being home, it just enables all of this energy that's normally directed externally outside of home back into home. So now I'm with the girls, my daughters, and my family, and we're spending these quality times, these quality conversations, and we're playing those card games, those board games that we don't often get a chat opportunity to, and we've actually been catching up with our own friends over the net and over phone calls, which rarely ever happens because every day is so busy, and I've had the most beautiful conversations with people who I haven't chatted with for ages, and I think that's really special, and it's it just brings us back to what's important. So being able to simplify life has been super special, and also utilizing this time to create and direct energy into the projects that I've wanted to do for years. Like I finally I'm investing into myself, being online and things like that. There's a big story around that. I can laugh about it now, but I wasn't a couple of days ago.
There's a big technical boogeyman out there.
Things are moving, and now it just feels like this is the time to do all of those beautiful things that you've always wanted to do, because who knows, what's going to happen tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And so now it's always now. It's like, I was going to say it's now or never, but
it's just now. There is no never. It's just now.
Every single point in time, is always now. It's always now. But so if we're not here in the now, then we just miss out completely. So when we come back to now, this is where it all happens.
I hear that, absolutely. And so I know that there are a lot of people that are quite fearful, and I'm quite happy. Well, I'm quite lucky that people in my immediate world are actually pretty strong, although definitely some of the older people I know are feeling a bit more vulnerable. So do you have any suggestions, processes, practices, or just any words for people that might actually be feeling quite fearful?
Come back to the breath. That's all you can do. There is no there's nothing more potent than the presence and the awareness of your breath. Like the breath is what gives life. The breath is what keeps us alive. Blood pumping, heart pumping, moving, senses. That's just the most potent tool that you could ever utilize. And it's when we're not connected to the breath, when we're not conscious of the breath, is when we are actually triggered by external influences. But when we can come back to the breath, then everything, everything just shifts. There might be fear, but you can integrate that. You can regulate your nervous system when there's awareness of breath. And so when things get complicated, simplify. When things get complicated because they're complicated, and so the way to remedy complicated situations is to simplify it all and just come back to the one simple thing, and that would be to breathe.
Can't get much simpler than that. And I mean, we know that fear just really, it just takes energy away from every part of our bodies. And, fear and stress, they really attack the immune system. So, whether the facts around the news that we're getting from the coronavirus are true or not, having fear around that, it's just going to make you unwell. And so that's not to say to be fearless as in stupid and go and potentially put other people at risk, but I think you can fearlessly just be well and take care. So I'm not going around cuddling all the old people in the world, because they would probably die actually outright, literally. So I feel like definitely it's time to be very present, and if those fears come up, maybe they can be a perfect opportunity for self-inquiry.
Yes, and as I hear you speak as well, Tony, I completely agree with all of those things, but I have to also acknowledge that fear is also something that is a subconscious reaction. So it's very easy for me to say just to breathe, but it's not easy for everybody to do. It might sound simple, but in actual fact, when put into application, into practical reality, when things are bombarding us and when we're being triggered by all of these different circumstances and situations, the breath could be it could not be the very last thing that would be in your awareness. So to practice, everything is a practice. So if we can just begin our day with a simple breath, with a simple inquiry of sitting in with yourself, or if you are inclined to have a yoga practice, but some regularity within your day will then allow the rest of your day to run a lot smoother, because we as humans, we need structure. So we need a consistency to have us feeling grounded and have us feeling safe. And what we can do for ourselves is create that environment for ourselves so that we can feel nurtured, grounded, safe and supported by ourselves. And then from that space, then when that fear, that fight or flight mode kicks in, then you have the awareness of, oh, okay, this is what's happening to me. You can foresee it happening, and then say, oh yeah, actually I need to come back to my breath. Or if I'm in this actual thought, you can realize that, oh my gosh, I'm having this thought again. I'm having this thought. I'm feeling restricted, constricted. Okay, breathe, and then I'm here again. So, yeah.
And is there a particular technique that you could suggest for people that maybe aren't really familiar with yoga or with working with the breath? Like, I know that you mentioned to me a while ago about practicing the 1 minute breath, and that I found to actually be hugely helpful. Is that something that you might recommend?
I highly recommend the 1 minute breath. 1 minute breath is quite an advanced breath, though. Because it requires you to, suspend the breath in and out for, 20 minutes at a time. So,
is there a more intermediate version that people could try?
Yeah. Who are we filming for? Like, are the people intermediate or should it?
General public.
Public. Okay. So to start, So to start would be alternate nostril breathing. That would have to be the most simplest breath, or yogic breathing, which is just long, deep breathing. Nothing fancy. Just being aware of your breath entering through your nostrils, the sensations of them, and then utilizing all of your senses to experience that breath, like utilizing your sense of smell, to smell that breath, and then to your sense of taste, taste that breath. Everything is alive, everything, it's dynamic. And so utilizing your senses and feeling it enter the body, and then allowing yourself to receive it and also release it, that, that's really the first step. And being aware of, like the belly expanding to, draw in this breath like a vacuum. The diaphragm, it descends into the belly, and the breath kind of gets sucked in. And so we want the belly to expand. We forget that. Somewhere along the line, we forget to breathe, and then we start to reverse breathe. And so we kind of bring in the stomach when we inhale, but that restricts the breath from the lungs from really filling up to their fullest capacity, because it's squashing the amount that the lungs can actually expand into. So it's opening. When we inhale, the belly opens, and when we exhale, the belly contracts so that the diaphragm can rise up into the chest and squeeze the breath out. So that being aware of the inhale, exhale, coming back in.
And you mentioned the alternate nostril breath, which is another one that I love. Just if people haven't tried that before, could you just briefly explain what that
absolutely.
is, please?
I'm aware of getting bitten by mozzie, so
we'll be quick.
A little bit
2 more minutes, folks.
So you really want to, like set yourself up in a nice posture and a comfortable posture, and with awareness of your weights evenly distributed through both of your sit bones. And if you're sitting in a chair, your feet connected to the earth, and your spine, super important for it to be long. You want that length through the spine, so that like the nervous system has, that space and the length for it to register and process all of the changes that your breath allows you to experience. And so we always start, we don't always, but we generally start with the left nostril and the left side of the body in yoga. The left nostril is the feminine channel, the Ida channel. And this is the meditative state, the receptive state. It's the calming, it's the ease state. And so we generally start with the left side of the body. My teacher, Yoga Mandeep, calls it the Dharma. This is Dharma, left is Dharma, right is Karma. So with the alternate nostril breathing, we block off the right nostril with the thumb. And we take a deep breath in through the left nostril. And you want to close down the eyes and roll them to your third eye. Just let them relax there at the center of the brows. And we take a deep breath through the left nostril. And then we block the left nostril off with the index finger or your pinky finger, and we exhale through the right. So this is where we alternate. And then we take a deep breath in through the right. And then we block off the right and we exhale through the left. So where you want to be mindful of is inhaling through one side. So we're going to inhale through the left now. And then we exhale through the other. So we're blocking off the left and exhaling through the right. So you want to think of it as inhaling through one side, exhaling through the other. So we'll just go into the right again. And exhaling through the left. And then you continue this for, 3 minutes is a good amount of time. If you're going to, this is the basic start. 3 minutes is a good basic time frame to start with. But if if this is all you're going to do, then a good 11 minutes is recommended.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
Welcome.
So, and do you have any last words of advice, wisdom that you would like to share with people before we go?
Yeah, I say from my own experience is let your dreams happen. Like, let yourself live your life with full expression, full authenticity. This is the time now where we, no more mask, no more bounds, no more limits, no more fear. Yeah, and do the work to get yourself there. And also take time off from the work too. Don't have a balance. Just find something that you love and go for it, because the universe always supports that and provides opportunities when you're in that space, abundance, flow, also practicality. So find what works for you. If there's something that you've wanted to do for the longest time and you've just put it off, start allowing yourself to make it happen.
Like doing podcasts.
Yes, yes. You've been talking about this for the longest time, and
for a very long time.
Yeah, and now it's in flow, and it does happen. And please do not get disheartened as well, because a lot of the time we envision things and we've got this idea and we have this intention. Intention is everything, by the way.
It really is.
Yeah. So stay steady and focused, and hold sacred your intention, but allow it to manifest however it will manifest. Where I've experienced disappointment is because I've wanted something to turn out one specific way that I've envisioned it to be, but sometimes life doesn't play out that way, but it happens in one form or another. So
unattached to outcomes.
Yes. That's exactly it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here. Now, I know that you're in the process of getting some online classes happening during our time of social distancing. So where can people find out about that, and also where can people contact you?
Yeah, I would love you to connect and come find me if you'd like to learn about yoga, if you'd like to or if you're interested in anything that I've shared or at all. You can find me at weareoneyoga.guru. So that's weareoneyoga.guru.
And I'll put that link up on YouTube as well.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Tjoni.
Sorry, I'll re-say that. I'll put that link up on the website as well.
Yes, thank you. And I have the online classes which will be coming, and so they'll be a beautiful opportunity for you to practice and for you to get to know more about intuition and have that as an experience that for yourself.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, pleasure.
It's just been a pleasure just spending time with you out in the beautiful forest.
Yeah, thank you, Tjoni. I've enjoyed it as well. Thank you.
Great. And thank you everybody for listening. If you would like to stay tuned for more Inspiral Out Loud videos and podcasts, we've got a lot of amazing, awesome, inspiring, helpful information coming your way. So you can go to the website, which is www.in-spiral.org, where you can subscribe to the emails, and then you will be kept in touch with videos as they come. I've also got the YouTube channel, which is in-spiral, and I've started up a BitChute channel as well, which is bitchute.com, and there you will find me at Inform, which is in-form. And check out Inspiral on Facebook as well, and Twitter if you'd like to connect on social media. All of it is in-spiral. Keep it easy. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, my friends, be well and keep dreaming the good dream. Ciao for now.